Hello and welcome back to Airbrush Ways. I just thought I'd give you a quick update on the motorbike parts that I am doing at the moment. So as you can see, we've debadged it. I've took the gas cover or the petrol cover lid off, which is on a hinged. I've rusted, if that's a word. I've de-rusted inside there and sprayed with a grey primer. This is the overspray, so it doesn't matter at the moment because I'm going to use that overspray with a way to show how much sanding I've done. And what I'm doing now is getting rid of, this is a sticker that has been clear coated on the tank, so you can't actually peel that off, but if we get it down enough it looks like I can rub off without leaving an edge. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I have a 600 wet and dry with a sanding block, a sponge, quite hard sanding block, and all I'm doing is spray a bit of water on there, spray a bit onto the sanding block, and then with the 600 I'm just going round and round and concentrating just on this line. You'll start to feel when the actual sticker starts to join and level off with the tank. So this is all I'm doing here to try and get this down. I think when it's done I'll probably be able to leave that, or at least some of it. It might not all stay on, but it definitely doesn't seem to just peel off. So this is what I'm doing here. Obviously I need to do this on both sides. I have this on the table that I would normally have up against the wall. I have the table now flat on two shelving brackets, so it's sat flat. Underneath this is a big bucket, so that catches all the water that drips off this thing. I know I could be dumping this block into some water and then bringing it back out, but I find this just as easy. So eventually we'll get to the stage where all this is flattened off with the 600. I'll then go around and see where we've got little spots of rust, and I'll come down to bare metal, and when I get down to bare metal a little bit like this, I'll make sure that the say for example if there was a little scratch there, then I'd probably have to take it about this big down to bare metal so that you couldn't see there was a dent in it, and then I'd spray that with automotive grey primer, and then we'd flatten it all off again. So I'd go from the 600 probably down to about 1000 just to get it ready then to paint. So anyway, that's what I've been doing with that. You can see how it's got to this stage now and how we will progress, and I'll show you something of that later. And then the other things that we've done here now, which I'm just going to show, so if you can just bear with me and I'll move you over. These are the covers off the clocks, headlight cover, and that's the petrol tank cover, which has all been sanded down, sprayed with grey primer, and then painted with Autoborn Sealer black. And I'm not certain what I'm going to do with these, whether I'm going to finish them off matte or whether I'm going to end up painting them with a gloss clear. I've also, of course there's the two side panels which haven't been done yet, but I've also done the gear electrics for the lights, the stop start, so that's been sprayed with Autoborn Sealer black, and then just the paintbrush to fill in the little digits that are on there. and then also the same thing on this side, which is the turn signal. So that's the electrics on both sides of the handlebars. The cover's done. Yeah, I've also painted the two rear shocks. They're still masked up, but they've been sanded down. They're aluminium, sanded down, a couple of coats of grey primer, and then red automotive paint, and then 2 coats of clear coat. So I've just got to take off the masking tape. They've just been hanging there now for a while to cure, and they're ready to go, so no more to do on those two. Okay, speak to you soon. Thanks, bye. Alright, this is just an update for you all with regards to the tank. You can see now where we've wet and dried this, sanded it down. Needs a good wash off, but you can see where the stripe has virtually gone. We have stone chips in the paintwork, and this is one of them here. If you can see, it was a stone chip. I've sanded that down until it's relatively smooth all the way around, and let me just see if I can angle that down for you. Okay, hopefully you can see that a bit better. So this was a chip in the paintwork, and what I've done is sanded this down with 600 wet and dry, smoothed it off until I've got where there is no rust in the actual metal. You can see there is the metal that started out like that. Okay, that's another stone chip, or a chip of some kind in the paintwork. There's quite a few of those in here. So what I'll do now is I'll go along and I'll just smooth all those out, get down to the bare metal, put some rust eater on there, and then wipe that off, and then I'll spray the whole tank with a automotive high build primer, and then by the time we come to wet and dry the whole tank again, you won't see those little marks. I got this little tip from Simon Murray, if anybody knows that guy from Northern Ireland, and basically he was saying don't try and fill a little gap like that. Sand it over so that you leave a very wide gap, and then paint it. So I'm going to high build primer this and then flatten it down, and then you won't even know that's been there. Whereas trying to fill that little gap there, even though you can feel it's quite a big dent, quite a big hole where the paint has gone, the different layers of paint have gone completely down to the metal. That won't do the job. This is a better job altogether, and you won't see it afterwards, and there's no chance of the filler failing at all. Okay, so that was just an update of where we are. Hello everybody, and as you can see there's been a bit of a time lapse. I've managed to sand down the tank, wet and dry, got rid of the stripes as best as I can. If you remember, I did take a kind of template just in case I didn't get to see these stripes. Now I may not do once the colour's gone on, but for now we've just put on some high build automotive primer. I'm going to leave that now and let that cure for a while, and then we'll go into the colour. So as far as this project goes, I'm going to leave that with you for a while, and when we come back hopefully I'll have a colour mixed, and we'll get something done with regards to giving it back to the owner. So as you can see there, the tank and the two side panels, they're done. We've also got lights, switches and indicator switches. They're done and ready for clear coating. I'll use a 2K clear over them. And then also then we have the headlight, the two cases that surround the clocks, and the top from the tank, which is the lockable hinge thing that kind of keeps the petrol inside there secure. Okay, so that's it. That's as far as I've got with all this stuff. I hope you've enjoyed it up to now. Just as a matter of interest, when I did take those templates, if you're thinking of doing this and you're putting down graphics in the same place, I also took measurements, and I have a list of the measurements of the thickness of the band and how far from the bottom it is and how far from the sides and the length and everything else. That was to be sure on the actual templates that I drew out, but I'll keep hold of them anyway just in case. So after I've edited this and downloaded it for you, we'll get on to another project on the table. Okay, thanks for watching. If you do like what I'm doing, then don't forget, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let me know if there's anything, you know, that you want to get onto, anything you'd like to see, anything you're not sure about, and I'll try and answer it for you. Okay, thanks, bye.